dance that changed everything. Maria's worn sneakers squeaked against the marble floor as she pushed her cleaning cart through the empty hallways of Castellan Tower. It was 2 a.m., and the skyscraper was silent except for the hum of fluorescent lights and the distant rumble of traffic 40 stories below. She'd been cleaning offices for 3 years now, ever since she'd immigrated from Brazil with nothing but a suitcase and her mother's old guitar. The pay was modest, the hours brutal, but it was honest work. More importantly, it gave her days free to audition for Dance Compensa, a dream that felt increasingly distant with each rejection letter. Maria hummed as she worked. A samba her grandmother used to sing. Her hips swayed involuntarily to the rhythm. Dancing wasn't something she did. It was something she was. Even here, alone, with mop buckets and trash bags. The music in her soul demanded movement. The executive floor was always her last stop. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the glittering city, and sometimes Maria would pause to imagine what it felt like to be one of them, the people who commanded these spaces by day, who made decisions that moved millions, who never worried about next month's rent. She wheeled her cart past the nameplate that read, James Castellan, CEO, and into the expansive corner office. Moonlight streamed through the windows, casting silver shadows across the room. She'd cleaned this office hundreds of times, but never when he was there. The mysterious millionaire was apparently a workaholic who arrived at dawn and left near midnight. Their paths never crossed. Maria plugged in her earbuds, small rebellion. Against the silence and started her routine. As Brazilian jazz filled her ears, her body responded. She began to move between tasks, letting the music guide her. A pirouette while dusting the bookshelf, a smooth glide across the floor as she emptied the trash. Her mop became a dance partner in an impromptu tango. She closed her eyes, letting herself fully surrender to the music. For these few minutes, she wasn't a cleaner. She was a dancer on a grand stage, spotlights shining, audience breathless. Her body told stories, her voice couldn't tell of longing, of hope, of a girl who'd left everything behind to chase an impossible dream. Maria spun across the office floor, arms extended, her movements a perfect blend of classical ballet and Brazilian street dance. She leaped, landed softly, and rolled her body in a wave of pure expression. The mop clattered forgotten against the desk. She didn't hear the door open. Don't stop. Maria's eyes flew open. She yanked at her earbuds, heart hammering. Standing in the doorway was a man in an expensive suit, tie loosened, exhaustion etched into his handsome features. James Castellan. I'm so sorry. Mr. Castellan, I didn't mean to. I shouldn't have. Maria scrambled for her mop, face burning with humiliation. I said, don't stop. His voice was firm, but not unkind. He stepped into the office, and she noticed something unexpected in his eyes. Not anger, wonder. I can't afford to lose this job, Maria whispered, clutching the mop like a lifeline. James moved to his desk and sat on its edge, studying her. How long have you been dancing? The question surprised her. Since I could walk. My mother was a dancer in São Paulo. She passed away 2 years ago. It's why I came here. She always said America was where dreams came true. Maria laughed bitterly, though her dream for me probably wasn't cleaning offices at 2 a.m. But you still dance. I have to. It's like breathing. The words tumbled out before she could stop them. I audition everywhere, but nobody wants a 26-year-old dancer with no formal training and an accent. They say I'm too old, too raw, She stopped herself. Why was she telling him this? James was quiet for a long moment. I come back to the office late sometimes. I've seen you before, through the security cameras. You're extraordinary. Maria's breath caught. He'd been watching her. Asterisk, I'm sorry if that sounds creepy, he continued, running a hand through his dark hair. I have insomnia. Some nights I review the security footage just to, I don't know, feel less alone in this building. And then, one night, I saw you. Really saw you. The way you moved was the most honest, beautiful thing I'd witnessed in years. Asterisk, he stood and walked to the windows, hands in his pockets. Do you know what I do all day? I make money. I move numbers around. I acquire companies. I sit in meetings about meetings. Everything is calculated, strategic, soulless. But what you were doing just now, that was real. That was alive. Asterisk, Maria didn't know what to say. This was the man whose signature appeared on her paychecks, whose wealth could probably buy a small country. And he was talking to her like a human being. Asterisk, I have a proposition, James said suddenly, turning to face her. And before you answer, know that you can say no, and your job is safe. I give you my word. Maria nodded slowly. My company sponsors the Castellan Arts Center. We fund galleries, theaters, performance spaces. Next month, we're hosting a gay leave 500 guests, including artistic directors from every major dance company in the country. He paused. I want you to perform. Asterisk. The room tilted. What? Asterisk. A solo piece. 5 minutes. On the main stage. In front of everyone who's ever rejected you. Asterisk. Mr. Castellan. I can't. That's impossible. I'm not ready. I don't have training or asterisk. You have something better. You have truth. He pulled out his phone and made a note. Starting tomorrow, you'll train with Elena Sokolov. She's the best choreographer in the city and owes me a favor. You'll keep your cleaning job and salary, but your days will be spent preparing for this performance. Asterisk. Maria's legs felt weak. Why would you do this for me? Asterisk. James was silent for so long she thought he wouldn't answer. When he finally spoke, his voice was rough with emotion. Because 15 years ago, I wanted to be a pianist. I was good, really good. But my father said music was a hobby, not a future. He pushed me into business school, into the family company. I told myself I'd go back to music someday, but someday never came. Now I sit in this office and wonder who I might have been if I'd been braver. Asterisk. He met her eyes. I can't get my dream back, but maybe I can help you keep yours. So, will you let me? Will you dance? Asterisk. Maria thought of her mother, of the countless auditions, of every time she'd been told she wasn't good enough. She thought of the music in her bones that refused to be silenced. And she thought of this strange, lonely millionaire offering her an impossible chance. Asterisk. Yes, she whispered. I'll dance. Asterisk. James smiled a real smile that transformed his entire face. Good. Now show me that spin again. The one where you moved like water. Asterisk. And there, in his office, as dawn began to paint the sky pink, Maria danced while James Castellan watched. The cleaner and the CEO. Two people trapped in roles that didn't fit. Finding unexpected recognition in each other's eyes. Asterisk. Neither knew it yet, but this was only the beginning of their story.